What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the 90th Minute Podcast. I'm your host, Dalian Leach, and today we're going to be talking about one of the best possible topics that we could talk about today. Goals. We're going to be talking about the goal scorers in Europe right now, who's leading the Golden Boot race across Europe, and how they got there. We're going to talk about stats, we're going to talk about statistics, and overall, we're going to talk football as we should. Now, we're just going to jump right into this, honestly. I'm very excited to talk about this. We're just going to talk about some of the best informed strikers this season, and we're going to see where it goes. Starting off with Robert Lewandowski. The Polish man, one of the greatest players of this generation, has done an absolute madness this season under Hansi Flick, who's coming as the new Barcelona manager, and he seemed to have fixed all of Barcelona's problems. Really, they have. Robert Lewandowski is on 14 goals. He's got the most goals in Europe at the moment for just overall stats. He's got more goals than Haaland, who is number 2 on the list. Haaland has 12 goals that I can see. So basically at the moment, there's a big race going on between a few of some of the best players in the world. Haaland has been scoring a lot. Lewandowski has been scoring a lot. But then you have players who are having breakout seasons. I'm talking the likes of Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon. And I'm talking about Omar Marmoush, who we're going to talk heavily about here soon. But Lewandowski, we're going to start with Lewandowski. He's been Barcelona's key talisman besides Rafinha. Like I said, he has 14 goals at the moment. He has led Barcelona to the top of the table as of right now, and he looks in form. He looks like himself. And to play at this quality after the past couple seasons of not really getting on well at Barcelona, not really performing as he should, the fans are kind of giving up on him. A lot of people criticized him and question whether he actually is just good in the Bundesliga or if he can do it outside of Germany. And he is proving the haters wrong at the moment. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand is Lewandowski is one of the best strikers in the world. And we often hear the debate, who would you choose? Robert Lewandowski, Karim Benzema, or Luis Suarez? For me, it's always been Lewandowski. Suarez is class on his day, and he's the only one of those three that comes close to Lewandowski. But Lewandowski to Benzema, I don't care if Benzema has a Ballon d'Or or not. Robert Lewandowski is that guy, and he always has been that guy. So for me, Robert Lewandowski is one of the best players in the world. Moving on to Haaland. Haaland's number 2 on this list. He's got 12 goals as of time currently recording. He has 12 goals. He missed out on the European Golden Shoe last season, and he's going to be looking to claim his throne, so to speak. Manchester City are currently in a really bad slump. They've lost 4 games in a row, and including to my Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. But Haaland is one of those players that he was built and designed to score. That's his job. That's all he does is score. And he really has been world class. I mean, without Kevin De Bruyne, without some of the big names players from Manchester City who are out injured, Haaland has still managed to score loads of goals, get in the right decisions, get in the right positions to score these good goals and carry Manchester City into the top half of the table like they're supposed to be. So Haaland has been great. Scoring some of these goals has been incredible to see in the Champions League. I know the one that springs to mind was his goal in the Champions League against, I want to say, Bratislava, where he scored that backwards, falling heel kick. I can't even describe it. It was glorious. I think that established strikers like Haaland and Lewandowski are great, but there's also some strikers that are up and coming that, they might be a little bit unrecognized, but they are performing world-class stats right now. And I'm talking about Omar Marmoush. Now, Omar Marmoush is from Egypt. He plays for Eintracht Frankfurt in the German Bundesliga. He has 11 goals, and he's also scored 3 free kicks in a row in 3 separate games. So he scored a free kick in the Champions League, a free kick in the Bundesliga, and I think another one in the Bundesliga, or maybe it could have been the German Cup. I'm not really sure. But he was their replacement for Randal Kolo Muani, who has moved from Frankfurt to PSG. And when I tell you he has filled the boots of Kolo Muani, he's made them his own. Omar Marmoush looks like a class player. I will not be surprised if he gets a big move. I could really see him at Manchester United. I could see him at Liverpool. I could really see him in the Premier League, absolutely tearing apart the Premier League. He looks class. He's an out-and-out striker, but he can also drop in and dribble. He's good with the ball. He seems comfortable and confident. So for someone like Omar Marmoush, who isn't that established, to be in this conversation for the Golden Boot is something that football fans around the world love to see, and it's something I love to see as well. So moving forward, there's also Victor Gyökeres, who plays for Sporting Lisbon at the moment in Portugal, and he has in 11 matches, now keep this in mind, he's played 11 games, ladies and gentlemen, and he has 16 goals. 16! That's almost a goal and point something a game. He's averaging a goal a game at least, if not more. He took down Manchester City. Sporting Lisbon are on an undefeated run. I know their coach just moved to Manchester United, but I could really see him carrying Sporting Lisbon to greatness, and they're going to go far. I think they'll go far in the Champions League. Now, if he leaves in January to join Ruben Amorim, the coach who's moved to United from Lisbon, if he joins Amorim at United, I could see him doing absolute devastating numbers to the Premier League. We're talking about a guy who last season scored 29 goals in 33 games. And before that, he was playing in the Championship below the Premier League. He was playing for Coventry City in 49 games. He got 21 goals. In 2022-23, 21-22, he got 17 and 45. So he slowly progressed to be one of the best strikers in the world, and he's proven. Now, I've also heard rumors of people calling him the next Haaland, and for me, that's crazy. And I fully believe it. I can see it. It's definitely a case of, will he catch Haaland levels? Can he maintain Haaland levels? And can he stay consistent if he does get a bigger move? Because at the moment, he's doing great in the Portugal League, and he looks great. I mean, he's confident, he's big, he's fast, he can strike the ball, and he's got the wit and the knowledge to be where he needs to be when the ball comes to his feet. And when it's not at his feet, he knows how to make runs on and off the ball, which is important for a striker of his size and speed. Now, moving on to another striker who's very proven, we have Harry Kane, of course, one of my favorite players of all time, as he used to play for Tottenham. He's a Tottenham legend, playing for Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. Again, I'm noticing a trend of these Bundesliga players just absolutely dominating this season. But he is last season's Golden Boot winner. He is the Golden Boot winner for Bayern, and the Englishman has 11 goals. He has 11, and it's not a bad start, 11 in 11 games, I believe. He's definitely doing what he needs to do. Harry Kane, I've never not seen him in that Golden Boot race since he burst onto the scene for Tottenham. He's always been that guy, so there's not really much to say about Harry Kane. He's playing his game. Meanwhile, again, going back to these players that don't have a whole lot of experience in the limelight, these newer players, Matteo Retegui is who I'm talking about for Atalanta, Atalanta is in the Serie A. They're in the Italian league, and they are a great team. They're beautifully played. The coaching is great. They have Ademola Lookman. They have Charles de Ketelaere. They have really good, talented players in the mix that they can get involved at any point in time. And Matteo Retegui is one of those players. He's a young striker. Actually, he might not even be that young. He could be 26. I'm not too certain how old he is, but he is lighting it up in Serie A. He is. And I think that he's one of those players that needs to be looked at more, what's the word I'm looking for? He needs to be looked at as a more serious player. He's 25, so I was a year off. He's 25, and he's in the prime of his career right now, I would say. I think he's still young, and he still has 2 or 3 more seasons to, if he stays consistent, to turn into one of the best strikers in the world. I could easily see him playing for Milan. I could see him playing in the Bundesliga. I could see him at Atletico Madrid in the future. He's a class player all around. He's got 11 goals, same as Harry Kane, and I think he's done great this year. And then moving on to our 7th player of the list, we have Bradley Barcola. He is supposed to be Mbappe's replacement. He's young. He's got 10 goals. He's on the wing. He's doing good things for PSG. Now, PSG have had a really rough season without Mbappe, without the likes of Neymar, Messi, Di Maria. They're losing all these superstars, but they're still keeping their composure for the most part. They are still doing good in Ligue 1, which isn't really that hard to do, but you get the gist. And then to top off this final 10, we have Bryan Mbeumo, who's got 8 goals in the Prem. Brentford are having a great season. Mason Greenwood, now that's a name that I haven't heard in a while. He's playing for Marseille in Ligue 1. He's got 8 goals. Former Manchester United player who recently beat allegations. We won't get into that, but whether you have mixed opinions about him, whether you hate him, whether you like him, he's playing great in French football right now. He's got 8 goals, as I said. He's been an essential part of Marseille's team this season, and he's doing great. And then our final footballer that we want to talk about is Moise Kean. He has reformed his career. He was a flop at Everton, a flop at Juventus, but here at Fiorentina, he's got 8 goals. He's doing good at the moment. He scored 19 goals last season with Juventus, so it's hard to call him a flop at Juve, but he definitely didn't live up to the heights that he was supposed to, so he's doing good for what he needs to do. And then some honorable mentions that miss out: Vinicius Jr., Mohamed Salah, Chris Wood from Nottingham Forest, who are having an unbelievable season in the Premier League. Cole Palmer, he's got 7. Rafinha's got 7. Ayoze Perez, I know a lot of you who watch the Premier League will know that name. He played for Leicester City. He played for Newcastle. But Ayoze Perez playing well at Villarreal. He's got 7 goals. Jonathan David is another mention. He's got 7 goals for Lille. They beat Real Madrid. So they have been playing very well. Yohan Wissa for Brentford and Marcus Thuram for Inter. Both of them have 7 goals. So that's going to do it for our list today, guys. Let me know in the comments who you think is the best striker this season. Let me know which strikers I missed. Let me know what goal tallies you think these players will end up with. And let me know what else you guys would like to see in the next episode of the 90th Minute Podcast. I've been your host, Dalian Leach. See you later, guys. Peace.